City's Player of the Year in the 2023-2024 season and was named the Premier League Young Player of the Season twice. In the 2023-2024 season, he was also the Player of the Year for the Premier League. Saka has his own individual awards too. He won Arsenal's Player of the Season 2 years in a row, becoming the first gunner to do that since Thierry Henry. Two different environments, two different pressures, but both players have delivered at the highest level for their clubs. But when it comes to England and the national team, the story flips. Because as we have seen, Foden definitely has the edge at club level. He's won more team
Okay, it flips. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. It flips. Saka has more goals for England, same environment, sure. But at the end of the day, what has that led to? What, being finalists and losing the final? I mean...
trophies, has received more individual honors, and has significantly more iconic moments. But for the national team, Saka has been the one delivering more consistently. Both players joined the England senior squad around the same time in late 2020, and by 2025, their numbers look like this. Phil Foden, 47 caps, 4 goals. Saka, 48 caps, 14 goals. Right away, you can see the difference. Saka has...
But have those goals been in big competitions? Because I don't know. I honestly don't know, but please let's just double check and make sure, because sometimes you find that all 14 of those goals were against a random European small team. These teams in the qualifiers that England play, your Luxembourg, something like that. One of those teams where the big teams score a lot of goals against, where they stat pad. So we have to be careful with such stats and actually observe where these people score.
More than triple Foden's goal tally, and that's not by accident. Foden's England journey has had some bright moments. He scored twice against Iceland in the Nations League shortly after debuting. He scored at the 2022 World Cup, and he's played in big tournament matches. But overall, his England form has never fully matched what he shows every week for Manchester City. Now, some people might argue that the reason for that is role and tactics. At City, Foden plays in a system that suits him perfectly.
Or sometimes it's the people he's playing with. Because when you watch Foden, you know the style of Foden's play. He likes linking up with teammates, sharing the ball, constantly moving around. And you can't do that with England. You can't do that with Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice in your midfield. I mean, come on. Come on, man. Every first touch of Jude Bellingham is a draw. So you can't expect him to play a quick 1-2 and make the right decisions at the right time, So
high tempo, lots of rotations, tons of touches, and the freedom to drift and attack. For England, he's often pushed into roles that don't really bring out his strengths. Sometimes he's too wide, and more often than not, he's asked to play in ways that don't resemble City at all. His supporters would argue that he's not been bad for England, he just hasn't been utilized properly, and you feel that at every major tournament. Saka, meanwhile, has stepped into the England squad exactly the same way he plays for Arsenal. He's on the right wing, he cuts inside, he attacks the fullbacks, and he scores goals. A familiar role.
The basics. The basics. You're basically saying the basics, and when you are not a risk taker, you're just going to do the same things and you're just going to look the same. It is what it is, and I respect you for it. Foden is a risk taker. He needs people like Kobe Mino to link up with and play the quick passes with. The England coaches are not going to allow that. They just want the fundamentals. That's all it is.
Familiar movements, and the results speak for themselves. He scored twice at the 2022 World Cup. He scored big goals in the Euro qualifiers, and he's been England's most reliable attacker in knockout games since 2021. I mean, look at his goal in the Euro 2024 knockouts. And the man is still taking penalties after the heartbreak of the Euro 2020 final shootout. That says a lot about his mentality.
He has learned so much from the last 2-3 years, especially after what happened after the Euro. You know, the racist comment, penalties, things like this. He has become much more mature. He seems such a sweet person, on the pitch, but as well his commitment. The way he plays all the time, 100%. He give always 100% on the pitch. He's very linked, with the Arsenal shirt and with the national shirt as well. So he loves what he's doing on the pitch, and you can see that he still have a big margin in front of him, but he has improved so much for the last 2-3 years. So yes, for me, he's definitely an international player. He has shown so much quality on the pitch for months with Arsenal, but as well with the national team.
Now in Euro 2020, he didn't play much, but he looked good in the few opportunities he was given. His performance against the Czech really stood out. Foden's impact during that time was minimal as well. He featured against Croatia, Scotland, and Denmark, but nothing to write home about. Keep in mind, that season at club level, he got 16 goals and 10 assists for City as they won the league and made it to the Champions League final. Then at the 2022 World Cup, Saka was one of England's best players. He got 2 goals against Iran, scored against Senegal, and picked up an assist against France. Foden had some good moments too, like his 2 assists against Senegal and his goal against Wales, but once again, Saka was one of the main guys. Foden was more of a passenger. Then in Euro 2024, Saka again was much better. He got an assist against Serbia and got a crucial goal in the quarterfinals against Switzerland. Now 1 goal and 1 assist doesn't seem like a lot, but Saka was by far and away one of England's most important players. He's their best right winger by a mile and a huge part of their attack. He's been their go-to guy in the past few tournaments. He's already scored more goals than Foden, been England's player of the year twice, and he's rarely had an off day for the national team. Foden's England story isn't bad, but like I said earlier, it's not great either, especially for a player who has been so good at club level. City fans argue that if he was used like he is at City,
listen, one thing's for sure, if Foden was Spanish, Spain would be dangerous. I'm telling you, with all those pieces of the puzzle, and then you add Foden in it, he was gonna cook there.
The gap between him and Saka internationally would be much smaller. It's tough to tell. Southgate did use him in all different kinds of roles, but he was never able to replicate his City form at the international level. Maybe Thomas Tuchel has a better solution. Now, even though both guys are attacking players, they don't play the game the same way. Their styles almost...
This game, you're not ready for it.
Almost represent the clubs they play for. Foden is the classic City player. Left-footed, small, but very silky on the ball, very clever, and insanely good in tight spaces. He loves drifting into those central pockets, linking with the play, making quick turns, and threading these little passes that break defenses. For City, he can play almost anywhere in the attack. I've seen him play on the left, on the right, as an attacking midfielder, and he always looks comfortable. He's not the fastest sprinter, but he doesn't need to be.
It's his versatility, the fact that he can play on the left, on the right, he can play in a 10, in a false 9. He's got everything, whether it's his first touch, his vision, his awareness of things around him, his goals. And I think with every Manchester City player, he's also got that work rate where he will do everything to win the ball back, whether that's pressing from the front, whether that's tracking back at the end of the game. Yeah, he's got absolutely everything.
His balance, control, and football IQ are what make him special. Don't just take my word for it. Pep has literally called him a special player, and that's not something he says lightly. I know Pep glazes a lot of players, but it's very obvious how much he values Foden, especially after he pretty much carried Pep to a title in 2024. Foden grew up with Pep's system, so his game is all about technical quality, tight control, smart passing, quick combination plays, and then finishing with clever movement. Saka is a completely different weapon. Yes, he's left-footed too and he loves to cut in from the right, but he's a straight right winger. He plays in the exact same role for both club and country. Yes, he is also versatile. We have seen him play as a left winger and even at left back at Arsenal, but he's pretty much established himself permanently as the go-to right winger now. Saka is very good on the ball too, but not as good as Foden. But what Saka does have is another gear physically. Foden relies on his technique. Saka uses pace.
Before Madueke arrived in Arsenal, Saka didn't really have competition. It was just him. And every time he was injured or didn't start for Arsenal, basically there was no one there to replace him. So they just had to make plans or try something new. But there was basically no competition for this guy. Since Madueke has arrived, this guy has competition for the first time. And let's be honest, Madueke, every time he steps on the pitch, he looks better than Saka. He looks better than Saka to a point where I've seen Arsenal fans now are starting to question Saka, saying, does he really offer much going forward? And that's crazy to hear from an Arsenal fan after all the things they've been saying about this guy, you know. So we respect him, but has he really had to compete for the position in Arsenal? Tough question.
Power. Foden plays like English David Silva. Saka plays more like Black Arjen Robben.
No.
Just like
See, now you're taking it too far. You can't compare Saka to Arjen Robben. Arjen Robben was different. This is a different guy. This is a specialist, especially with the bend. Different. Very different. Every time this guy cuts in and shoots, you just know it's going in, or the keeper has to make a ridiculous save, or it's hitting the crossbar. That's it. And even besides the shots, his pace, the way he was so direct and chaotic. Even his dribbling was tidy. His technical ability was ridiculous. Saka is nowhere near Iron Robin. They're not even similar in any way whatsoever.
Robin, Saka loves to cut in on his left, though his right...
Saka is like James Milner. James Milner trying the right wing position. That's basically Saka. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I hear people get offended every time I say that, but it's the truth. He's just a reliable guy. He's tidy with it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can see the value. There's value in that, but sometimes you just need something extra. You just need the next gear, and Saka cannot give you the next gear. Basically, what we are seeing now from Saka is the best he'll ever be. And that's just average. That's it.
Foot is significantly better than Robin's. Saka's strengths are his pace, his upper...
What did he say? What is better than Robin's?
Saka plays more like Black Aryan Robin. Just like Robin, Saka loves to cut in on his left, though his right foot is significantly better than Robin's. Saka's strengths are...
His right foot is... Okay. To be fair, yes, that is true, because Robin was like a one-footed guy. That left foot of Robin was a... It was a joke. It was special. But no, man, in every other category, nah.
His pace, his upper body strength, his powerful finishing, his great crossing, and his fantastic work rate. He defends more than Foden. Now, part of that is because Arsenal asked him to try...
No, I wouldn't say he defends more than Foden. The way Foden defends is different. Man City, back in those days, they used to be like Barcelona back in the day. They used to press quickly, and Foden was a crucial piece of that puzzle. You know, him and Bernardo Silva, the way they constantly have high stamina, they were always ready to press. You know, that was their thing. It wasn't like Liverpool where it was non-stop, but it was like a trigger type of press. Sometimes they are in certain zones where a press is required, and him and Bernardo were just there to clean up. It's a different kind of defending, whereas with Saka, every time Arsenal lose the ball, they don't press, they just run back into shape. That's why they don't concede a lot of goals, because they just create that wall at the back, and then they switch side to side with the attackers. Then they get the ball like that. He's also part of those people who run back, and I respect that. You know, he's following the coach's instructions, and it works for them. This is why Arsenal has one of the best defenses in the league, and they will definitely be one of those teams that is very tough to score against. But don't say this guy defends more than Foden. No, it's a different role.
Back and help out.
Saka has to do more defending. He's part of a team. He's not allowed to just be a luxury. He's not allowed to be the star.
To say Foden is a luxury is crazy. No, Haaland is the luxury. And Haaland can afford to be the luxury because his output is next level. So they will let him slide, you know. As long as when he gets the ball in the box, he scores, it's fine. Then everyone else will do the running for him. But to call Foden a luxury player, come on, man, that's disrespectful. I've seen this guy mark so many attackers, help Bernardo Silva in pressing, sometimes even run back, you know, when they're playing teams like Real Madrid, where Madrid has the possession. I've seen him come back, help out in defense, and he runs non-stop. Even for England, guys, this guy defends. But to say Saka has to run more, which he does, by the way, Saka is great defensively, but to say he has to run more and he cannot afford to be a luxury player like Foden, that statement is just... it's crazy to me. It's a joke.
Yeah, that's a great point.
He has to do all that work going back. He has to do the pressing.
Now, of course, Foden also tracks back and he works very hard. Saka just does it more. Foden plays in between the lines. Saka hugs the touchline. Saka's crossing and set-piece delivery edges Foden. But Foden is a better finisher and a much bigger threat from outside the box. Seriously, Foden anywhere near the edge of the box with space is basically a guaranteed goal. The Foden versus Saka debate is huge because both fan bases love their guy. And both have their own arguments.
I'm not even a City fan, so I can basically say my perspective between the two is very neutral. I have no benefit in supporting one player over the other, but I have to speak the truth. I have to say what I see, and what I see is Foden is just different than this guy, you know. I would love to have Foden in Chelsea. I would love to have Foden. Sell Garnacho. Get rid of Garnacho. Did you see his misses against Everton? Hey, Garnacho. This guy makes me sick, man. I know I've been slacking with the Chelsea videos, but no, man, I'm just tired. I'm tired of speaking about these guys, man. Win, lose, or draw, I'm just tired. I'm on a Chelsea detox right now, and let me enjoy it. But I'll be back. I'll make those videos eventually, but nah, man, I'm just tired of speaking about these guys. But I'm still watching. Just know I'm still watching. But the performance against Everton was ridiculous. It was annoying. But hey, let's get back to the video, man. I lost track there.
City fans always point to Foden's ridiculous trophy cabinet, and why wouldn't they? He's won almost everything there is to win. Arsenal fans unfortunately don't have any trophies to show, but they go, well, Saka has carried our attack every single season. He's delivered in massive moments. Look at what he did to Bayern in 2024 in the Champions League, and him recreating Henry's celebration against Madrid at the Bernabeu. Well, City fans argue back that Foden has also delivered in massive ways. Look at City's treble season, and anybody that thought he was just a passenger for that season had to eat their words because of what Foden did to help City win the league in 2024.
Foden was never a passenger in any season. Even his first season where he was constantly coming off the bench, he was never a passenger. He's contributed so much. He's like Jack Grealish, where even if they don't get the goals, the things they do on the pitch, they help the team so much. When it comes to defending, pressing, or sometimes playing the pass before the pass that gets the goal. These guys do so much for the team, so you have to respect it. There are no passengers at Manchester City.
He's the main guy, the player of the year, the best player in the league that season. Then he's also had big performances on Champions League nights. Yes, Saka has had more league starts in a row. He's basically been automatic in Arsenal's lineup. But while Foden was rotated early in his career, he's not one of Pep's first names on the team sheet. Foden has also won way more individual awards. I mean, Saka's never been the PFA Player of the Year. On the other hand, Saka's been England's Men's Player of the Year twice, showing just how important he is to the national team. Both players are somehow still young. They still have years of development ahead of them, and this debate, it's not going anywhere soon. It wouldn't be shocking if one of these guys ended up in the Ballon d'Or conversation someday, because that's just how good they are. So who do you prefer? Would you rather have Phil Foden or Bukayo Saka?
If there was ever a Ballon d'Or conversation between the two, I know who's going to be on that list and who isn't. Saka is definitely not going to be on that list. Let me just say that